Hello everybody, Bruce Elgort here from Computer Technology with a video that's going to teach you how to upload your Zoom video recordings to Panopto in Canvas. Zoom does allow you to record your meetings to either your computer or to the Zoom cloud. Now, you could take those files and try to upload them into Canvas, but just know that we have very limited space in our Canvas shells, and video recordings do take up a lot of space, so this is not the recommended way to place our video recordings into Canvas. You can also share the URL of your Zoom recording from the Zoom cloud, but with this comes the risk of the URL getting into somebody who's not in a particular class, right? You don't want them to have access to that, right? You could share your class recordings on YouTube, but then again, you run the same risk that the videos, even if they're unlisted, could get into people's hands, right, who are not in the class, right, causing possible FERPA issues. The best way for you to share your Zoom recordings is to use what is called Panopto, which is integrated with Clark's Canvas software. And I'm going to show you how to share your Zoom videos in Canvas using Panopto. The steps I am going to follow are I'm going to download a sample video recording that I made from Zoom. I'm going to open up a Canvas course that I want to add this particular video to. I'm going to enable the Panopto recordings item in the course navigation. And then I'm going to open up Panopto. I'm going to create a folder to store this particular video in. I'm going to upload the video that I created. I'm going to change the title of the video. Once the video is fully processed by Panopto, that sometimes does take a couple minutes, I'm going to add captions, which are really cool because students can then search for particular words that you may have stated or used in class and then show them all the times and locations where you said that and give them the ability to scrub or fast forward right to that spot in the class recording. And then I'm going to show you how to add your video to a page. And then I'm going to publish the page with the video on it inside of Canvas. So let me show you a demo. I'm going to fire up my browser here, and I'm in Zoom, the Zoom web page for my account, and you can see here are all my recordings, right? And what I'm going to do is going to go to the sample one that I just made prior to recording this video, and I'm going to download the shared screen with speaker view. Okay, I'm going to download that file. It's downloading. It's an MP4 file. It's downloaded. I'm going to close this section out in the lower right-hand corner. And now I'm going to head into a sample Canvas course that I have. It doesn't have any modules or anything in it right now. It's just being used for this video for all of you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Settings down here in the lower left-hand corner. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable Panopto recordings. So down towards the bottom, I'm going to click on Enable. I'm going to do it right. Okay, so there it is right there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on Save. And you can see I have Panopto recordings in the navigation. And what I'm going to do just for this video is I'm going to move it on up right up there. I'm going to click on Save just to make things a little bit easier. And of course it didn't do it because I don't know why. Just because I'm making a video, right? That's why, right? So I'll just put it right there. It's under Announcements. I'll click on Save. And there we go, Panopto recordings. So I'm going to click on Panopto recordings. And this is going to bring up the Panopto software for our class. In this video, I actually did earlier. I'm going to delete it. Sorry about that. So right here, I don't have any folders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder. I'm just going to call it Module 1, right? Because I recorded this video for Module 1. I hit enter, and now I'm going to click into that folder, Module 1, and now I'm in the Module 1 folder. Super cool. So what I'm going to do now is click the Create button, and I'm going to click on Upload Media, and then I'm going to click right here, right? And then here is the recording that I just downloaded a few minutes ago. I'm going to click Open. And now it's uploading my video, and I could go right here right now. Well, you see right here? I'm double clicking there. I'm going to say my great Zoom video recording, right? Of course, you would make it something meaningful to the class recording that you have. And I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and notice now it says processing, right? Processing. So what I can do is I can close this out now because it says processing. It says I can actually close the dialog here. And there I am. Look at that. So the video is there, right? If I click into the video here, let me just, actually, I'm going to click on edit. See this edit button right here? Normally, it does take a little while for your video to process, just so you know. So here is my video. In fact, if I hit play, right?
Hi, this is Bruce, and I just wanted to include this short...
There I am, right? So it's my video recording. And what I need to do, I mentioned earlier in the steps that I'm going to follow, is I wanted to add captions, right? So notice here it says upload or request captions. Now, what the Panopto service does take a little while to do, it does take a little while to transcribe the audio of your Zoom recording and give you the option to place the captions inside here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for that to process, and I will hit pause on my recording, and I'm going to come back when it's done and show you how to add them. Be back in a few seconds. Hey, it's Bruce, and I'm back, and Panopto has added the captions. Well, it's processed the audio, so check this out. So here are the contents, right, of my video. But if I click on captions here, you'll notice a little drop down here. Ready? If I click on the drop down, it says import automatic captions. These are ones that Panopto has transcribed, right, from my from the recording of my voice, and soon hopefully your voice, right, and that of your students, right? So I'm going to click on import, and there they are, right? There is those. That's what I said during this particular video. Okay, so if I click apply in the upper right hand corner here, apply, and then OK, my captions now are here.
Hi, this is Bruce, and I just wanted to include this short demo video.
So I'm going to hit pause, but just know what students can do now. You see this box right here that says search for recording? If I say here, Panopto, and I hit search, it'll show me, right, where I said that word or words and take me to that spot in the video. If I click here, it should, well, obviously, it's such a short video. So I guess I said it recording inside of Panopto, inside of campus. So it's not perfect. Just letting you know the transcription. So sometimes you do want to go through it, but it's pretty good. I'm kind of glad that happened that way. But if I had a longer video, the, what do you call it? The captions and the search would work. It works, okay? Because I've had classes that are 2 or 3 hours, and I can locate, you know, all the times that I said quiz inside of a recording, all right? So my apologies for that part of my demo not working, but there you go. So the 2 takeaways are that you just want to quickly go over the transcription. It's really easy to fix, by the way. When you go under, captions, you can edit them. And the other thing is the search here, that you want to show your students how to search for things inside of a Panopto recording. Okay, so now that we have our Panopto recording inside of Canvas, right, we need to expose it, right, in a page. While you do not have to do that, you can include Panopto recordings here in your course navigation, but I'd rather provide, say, on a page or a module. In fact, let me just go to modules right now, okay? Let me look carefully here. Modules, okay? And I'm just going to create a new module. I'll just call it demo, okay? And then I'm going to create a new page inside of this demo, and I'm going to create a page, and I'm going to call it class on Monday recording, and I'm going to click add item. So here's my page, and now I'm going to click into that page, and I'm going to edit the page. So what I want to do now is I want to click on this little caret here, and I'm going to click it, and it says Panopto recordings. I'm going to click it, and it comes up, and it shows me, right, that web skills portfolio, okay, and where are you? Choose, it says this folder is empty, right? But if I go here and I look for module 1, because that's the name of the folder for CTech 293, there is that recording. I'll do this. I'll say insert, and there is the recording. And anywhere you have this editor and you have the ability to do this, you can stick a recording in there, all right? So again, I could surround this with text, and the way, let me just publish this, by the way. I'm going to save and publish, right? So here is the published view of this page. And if you click on this little arrow in the lower right-hand side corner, right down here, if you click it, it'll open up
to show you how
full
you
screen
can include
that video. And then again, captions, right? There are the captions, the one that has Canvas as campus. But there you go. That's how you can add your recordings into your Canvas course in a way that protects the video from people outside the class not seeing it. It allows you to not have to remove stuff. Well, you should keep your Zoom recordings to a minimum, because there's a lot of us in instruction and a lot of us recording videos and a lot of us taking up space. Just look at me here, I'm a little guilty, but I do clean this out once a week. And Panopto is the way to do it. It's the way that you can easily share one or more videos too on a page, right? I could also go in here and add a second video recording if I wanted to, right? So the other thing, the last thing that I wanted to do, and I really appreciate you sticking with me here and watching this, even with a few little mistakes that I made. I'm going to click into one of my courses here, and then I believe that I have a video somewhere that teaches, actually I think it's in my instructional video library here. Let's see. Viewing class recordings, remote learning class section only. So again, this is a little video I made that shows students how to use the Panopto recordings and the search features to search for words. In fact, let me just click play, okay? Actually, I didn't want to do that. This is actually a YouTube video, so it's a little ironic here. But yeah, let me just play this, okay?
Hello everybody, module.
I'm scrubbing into it.
Click on the play button, click on, and it gives you this additional functionality. If you look to the upper left, it says search, or tries to say the word search. And if you click your mouse in there, right, and type in Visual Studio and hit enter, it shows you all the places in the recording or the class where it heard me say Visual Studio Code. And if I click on any one of them, it'll take you to that place in the video or the class, right, where it was talked about. And you can see the timestamp, where it was talked about, right? Let's type in here, see if it finds MTA. Yeah, so there it is. Here's where I talked about the MTA.
So I hope this instructional video helped you. If you have any questions, you could shoot me an email. I'd be happy to help. And I really enjoy having Panopto or the facilities of Panopto available to me in Canvas. And again, thanks for watching and have a great quarter.